What's good, everyone? It's Typhoon Carter, and we have another segment of my Fire Emblem 8 Reverse Recruitment Eirika Route LTC. Today we bring to you Chapter 8, where Murray is led into a trap by Orson, who is totally not a meth addict and totally not into dead people. But there's a couple things we need to do for this chapter. The first thing is that there is an Elysian Whip in this chapter which we need to get. And the second thing is that we also need to bring Gerik along to perform the boss kill. And then we have Cormac, who has a steel lance with him for this chapter, as it is needed for him to one-round the armor knights, especially the ones inside the angelic robe chest room, as they are fairly bulky, and even with 100% gross, he needs all those strength procs to get the kill off. We also brought Sally along so that he can keep working on his staff rank, which will be a long time. We have La Rochelle and Cyrene team up to perform a rescue drop on Tethys to boost her forward, as we will need her to dance. And then this is a fairly long enemy phase where Cormac is just one-rounding armor knights, and he gets a weapon rank increase, but that's not really necessary for now. The armor knights give off enough experience, even though they're basically scrubs, that they'll give Cormac 2 levels out of this enemy phase alone, as he now reaches promotion. And once we get the Elysian Whip on the far left side of the map, he'll be ready to promote into Wyvern Knight. And then Amelia's group shows up on turn 2, although they're not really going to be too involved in this clear, as they won't really be able to reach the Elysian Whip room within the time frame that we want to reach it in. So they'll mostly be spending this map just improving their stats. And then we have Tethys dance for La Rochelle, as we need La Rochelle and Cyrene to once again boost Tethys closer to the seize point, which is around the center of the map. And we also have Cormac get rid of this longbow archer, who, although isn't really much of a threat, is still very annoying to deal with. And then we have Duso rescue Gerik, because we also need Gerik to be where the boss is so that he can perform the boss kill, as he has an armorslayer with him, since Tirado happens to be a general. And then Renak didn't really need to dodge that archer, as Renak still would have survived even if the archer hit him. We have Duso move ahead, but we do not drop Gerik right away, as we want to drop him when he's a little bit closer. Instead, what we do is we have Tethys dance for Cyrene, as there is a wall blocking our main group's way to getting the Elysian Whip, so we need to go break that wall down. However, Cormac can't really quite reach there. So instead we have Cormac spend this turn clearing up some enemies for Gerik and Myr to be able to go through without much interference. Now, over on Amelia's side, we have Tana set up a kill for Kyle, as Kyle isn't quite up to par yet. And we also need Kyle to reach promotion fairly quickly. And then this is mostly just another enemy phase that we kind of had to sit through that arguably rivals Path of Radiance in terms of sheer length, from watching all the enemies just die and almost dying of sheer boredom. Now there are a lot of longbow archers, as one might notice, but the longbow archers hardly do any damage to Cyrene and Cormac, as they're really just more of an annoyance more than they are of an actual threat. And then that thief, for some strange reason, doesn't attack Tethys but steals her vulnerary. The thief AI in GBA Fire Emblem usually prefers to steal or open doors and chests over actually fighting, so this actually works out in our favor. And then we have Gerik, who has been dropped off and danced for, as you notice that he will free it KO Tirado with an armorslayer, and we decide to not have him attack right away, just to ensure that he won't have any chance of death. And also because 48 hit is rather shaky. Meanwhile, Cormac finally helps break that wall down and lets Cyrene get through, but she has to get past an armor knight first. And then we have Duso attack this thief with a javelin. This is actually so we can set up a kill for Myr to take advantage of. Myr reaches level 5 and she needs all the kills she can get, as her stats are rather lackluster without a Dragonstone that gives her significant stat boost. And then finally we have Renak grab the Angelic Robe, which will come in handy a little bit later, but not immediately. Over on Amelia's side, we have Tana be ready to take on a soldier for enemy phase. And then we have Kyle attack this armor knight, who he actually didn't need to really crit at all, but it was more so just so he can get to level 7 and get a level up. During this enemy phase, it's just more of the same, where nobody's really a threat to most of our units, nor are they in range of the ones that are vulnerable, as this soldier just casually gets one-rounded by Tana. Now we have 2 turns to take care of Tirado, as Gerik just ends up critting, which we didn't really need, but it just makes things a little bit easier for us, as Gerik reaches level 4 and is a much needed kill for him. And then on turn 5, it's just mostly some last minute cleaning up, and also for us to focus on getting that Elysian Whip. One thing I didn't mention was that I had a door key on Cyrene that we got back from chapter 3. And we also had a chest key packed on her as well. And there we have Laura Shell finally reached Hamern rank at C rank for staves. And then we just have Duso attack this longbow archer just because we can. And then we have Cormac take the door key from Cyrene and open up. And then Cyrene gets the Elysian Whip. That will be very important, especially for Cormac, and will help us out for future chapters. And really the rest of this is just letting our units get some more kills and experience while we're at it. We have Amelia take her inventory except for the Regen Leaf off onto Kyle, as she will not be with us for a good while after this map. With that, that is chapter 8 cleared in 5 turns as Mer seizes. Now with this chapter done, it is now time for the route split. However, before we make that choice, we get 10,000 gold, which will be more than enough for us. We choose Eirika route, which will be Mer's route, to no one's surprise. I'll see you guys next time.